Josh Valadez. Quick show of hands, who here knows about their family history, like lineage and so on? All right, that's cool. Well, I didn't know anything about my family other than half of my family is brown until this assignment, and I started talking to my dad about it. So that leads me into my artifact, which is the Valadez family crest ring. And this represents patriotism and also my family history and our culture. So the Valadez family history begins with the Valdez family, who came over from Spain to New Spain, which is now Mexico, and changed their name to Valadez to kind of craft the new identity for themselves and add a bit of individualism to themselves. And then from there, after however many years, they would move to San Antonio, Texas. Now, the other part of the family, which is my great-grandmother's family, the Gomez family, they descended from the Bars from Germany, and they migrated to Mexico in a time where there was a mass migration of Germans to the Americas, and that was in the late 1700s. And then from there, they moved to San Antonio in the 1840s. Now this brings us to more modern history of the Valadez family, which begins with my great-grandparents, Rudolph and Catalina Valadez. They married in 1940 and had 3 children, one being my grandfather. And as a quick aside, I didn't even know I had a great aunt and a great uncle. I thought he was the only one because my family's that separated and we're that out of touch, I guess. And then after that, after they married, Rudolph was shipped off to the European theater to fight in the Second World War. And at this time, Catalina became a Rosie the Riveter to help make B-17 bombers to help with the war effort. And when he came back from occupied Japan after being sent there post-war, it was a time of understanding following the great tragedy that is the Second World War, where everybody kind of wanted to become closer to their family and have something to hold on to, because a lot of that was taken, a lot of people were taken in the Second World War. So he made this ring, and it's kind of dumpy and it's not really good, but it's really old. So he made it in the late 1940s, and then after they separated, in the early 1950s, Catalina took her 3 children and moved to LA, where they stayed. So since their service to the country in the Second World War, it kind of created a culture amongst my family of public service and patriotism, which led to my grandfather, Rudolph Valadez II, serving in the Army and then going on to serve in the FBI for 25 years. And then, which led to my dad, Rudolph Valadez III. He insists he's not the third because his middle name is Anthony, but he's the third. He's now in his 25th year with the Los Angeles Police Department, and which leads to me, and it has inspired me to become a police officer when I can. In conclusion, I would encourage everybody to talk to their family members, talk to the people they know, and try to learn more about where their family came from and their family history, because it really connects you to your past and to who you are. Thank you.